Hello and welcome to the channel. The United States Observer Mission in Nigeria during the recently conducted elections has released a report detailing how and why President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu actually won the election. Let's dive straight in as it is hot. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Why Tinubu was elected by U.S.-based observer mission. American diplomat and foreign observer Johnny Carson yesterday explained why Asiwaju Bola Tinubu won the February 25th presidential election. He said the All Progressives Congress APC standard-bearer achieved victory because of his formidable political party, access to resources for oiling his political machinery, and sufficient spade work at the grassroots. Carson, an executive officer of the United States Institute of Peace, USIP, reflected on the historic poll when Information and Culture Minister Al-Haji Lai Mohammed visited the institute to engage with its officials. Tinubu defeated the People's Democratic Party (PDP) candidate Atiku Abubakar and his Labour Party (LP) counterpart Peter Obi. According to foreign observers, the poll was credible, free, and fair. Apart from scoring the majority votes in the Northwest, North Central, and Southwest, the APC standard-bearer came second in the Northeast, Southeast, and South-South geopolitical zones. Carson co-led the National Democratic Institute (NDI) and the International Republican Institute (IRI) on an international election observation mission to Nigeria during the poll. The NDI-IRI was one of the 229 groups that were accredited by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) to observe the 2023 election. They were made up of 196 national and 33 international observer groups. The 229 groups deployed 144,800 national and 2,113 international observers for the polls. He maintained that Tinubu undoubtedly won the election, adding that he will be sworn in on May 29 unless something dramatic happens in the courts. Highlighting three factors underlying Tinubu's victory, the diplomat said, "Do you know why he won? He got the money, he had the best national organization that worked for him, and the ground game." Carson emphasized that for a candidate to win an election in Nigeria, like a lot of democracies in the globe, the three factors including substantial and significant financial resources were crucial. The foreign observer also said no candidate can win without a national working organization and grassroots acceptance. He said while Tinubu had all three criteria in his kitty during the polls, the other major contenders did not have all. Speaking specifically on the LP candidate, Carson said, on the part of Mr. Obi, he did not have the ground game and a national organization. Obi is, however, very popular, particularly among the young, educated, urban, and sophisticated. Carson said the presidential election was one of the most competitive polls in Nigeria and Africa. He, however, observed that the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) needed to up its game. Nigeria deserves the very best electoral process. To me, the problem is not with Tinubu and the other candidates. Carson hailed President Muhammadu Buhari for his commitment to delivering a free and fair election for Nigeria. He said the president is a man of outstanding integrity, adding that he demonstrated the attribute in past elections. The minister said considering where INEC was coming from and where it was today, there were massive improvements in the conduct of the 2023 polls. Conceding that there was room for improvement, the minister said the introduction of a new bimodal voter accreditation system (BVAS) technology by the Commission underpinned the credibility of the elections. Mohammed said BVAS cut out fraudulent votes, ghost voters, and multiple votes. He recalled that the election was conducted against the backdrop of fuel shortage, mounting insecurity, and a poorly timed cash swap policy. The minister also had engagements with the Council on Foreign Relations, a well-versed think tank on African affairs and foreign relations chaired by Nigerian Dr. Ebenezer Obadare. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and please turn the notification bell on. Thank you. He was also at the Reuters news agency, the Politico, an international political newspaper, and Zenga News, a channel that publishes its content on Forbes. During his respective interactions with the think tanks and international media, the minister presented the facts of the just concluded polls against skewed narratives of the opposition and the naysayers. The interactions also delved into the economy and foreign affairs. At Reuters, the agency's recent investigation of alleged secret programs of coerced abortion of women and girls freed from insurgent captivity was discussed. Mohammed condemned the attack on him by Afenifere, a pan-Yoruba social-political organization, for explaining federal government's position on the 2023 elections. Speaking to reporters in Washington, the minister said the criticisms were unnecessary. Afenifere had berated the minister for chiding Obi for allegedly inciting people to violence over the outcome of the election. The minister said the attack on him was born out of frustration and anger on the loss of their investment in Obi's election. He said, "It is clear from what they said that Afenifere invested heavily on Peter Obi's presidency and they failed woefully. That is the reason why they are lamenting. They have refused to get over the loss of what they invested in Obi's presidential campaign. But the earlier they do, the better for them." The minister said that Afenifere had lost its reputation and relevance as the voice of the Southwest. He added, "Fortunate were the days when Afenifere sneezes and the whole country will catch a cold. It is not the same thing right now. When Afenifere talks and you begin to ask yourself, which Afenifere, you know what that means." Mohammed said there was no provision in INEC laws that allowed the commission to transmit the results of election electronically. He said the entire process from voting to collation to sorting to tabulation and transmission was manual. The minister said the law setting up INEC gives the commission the right to determine the mode of elections, the mode of collation, and the transmission of results. He also reacted to a call by a civic organization, Integrity Group, calling for his national apology over the admonition of Obi. He said the group had failed to understand the position of the federal government on the unacceptable postures of the LP candidates. Mohammed stressed, "I said Peter Obi and the Labour Party should stop inciting people to violence since they have submitted themselves to the election tribunal." That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.